Here's Tracy, the Jellyfish Queen, and I bet you're probably wondering, why on earth am I posing in my thumbnail with an E.L. Fudgens container? Well, one, because I had so much food today. Like, guys, I can't even tell you how many snacks I had. Like, my mom gives me, packs me snacks, and then normally I don't eat all of them. And so today I had, for breakfast, I had like half a corn muffin. For lunch I had a salad. And then I had these saltine crackers, but instead of them with salt, they're unsalted, and they're thebomb.com. They are freaking great. Don't knock them till you try them. They're amazing. And then I had like 100-calorie pack of like pretzels, and then one of my ladies I work with got these really awesome things. They're like those cheese puff things, like the white cheddar ones, and normally I was like, I'm not a fan of those. I had like a cup of those today, and like I went home and I had some E.L. Fudgens, and that's like a lot of food for me. Some people may be like, that's not a lot of food, and I was like, that's been a lot of food for me. Also, I kind of have Disney Magic Kingdoms going on, and I'm playing that slightly because this game is like freaking awesome, and if you guys haven't played Disney Magic Kingdoms, you totally should, because it's a really fun game. And so it's cool, like you have like these different characters and then they do cool things, and I don't know, you just do sweet things and then you send them on like different tasks and like whatnot, and the game's really fun, okay? So I have like my characters and they're doing like different things and they're giving me cool stuff. I have Goofy on a task right now. But anyway, so E.L. Fudgens, so he's so, yeah, these are really great, and I came home and I saw these and I was like, oh my gosh, they like 5 of them. I've eaten so much food today. But the thing is that this video actually relates to the things of food and stuff like that, so it actually kind of makes sense that I'm doing a little segue. Disney Magic Kingdoms has nothing to do with that. Okay, cool. So what kind of like the purpose of this video, like my mentality and my mindset behind this to me is a very comprehensive video. This makes a lot of sense. However, I know many Magic players don't do these things. And what I mean like before the tournament is like, I'm giving advice, but this isn't advice that's like, oh, like these Magic cards are great, or check this out. No, this is like straight up common sense stuff, but plenty of people don't do these things. Let's talk. Before the tournament starts, you need sleep, my dear. And I don't mean let's chug like a million 5-hour energy drinks, because that's fine. Listen, there's some people and their body and they're like, oh, I can totally do that, whatever, whatever. And I'm like, listen, honey, nothing beats a good night's sleep. And so a lot of times what ends up happening to people who travel to different tournaments is sleep is massively affected, because you're up late at night, you're doing your deck list. This was like when I went to GP Pittsburgh. It was like a major thing, where people, like, I didn't get a lot of sleep the night before because I was like, doing Magic card stuff for the tournament, and then we ended up getting really early because a lot of the tournaments start really early in the morning. I mean, they start at like 9, you gotta be there by like 9, you gotta be there early before the thing starts. If you have buys, it's a little bit of a different story, but if you don't, you're going there and you're going fresh and you're like, dude, I need to get to sleep the night before. So really, that's a major thing. And if like you take flights, I feel like I've never been on a plane before, so I can't really say, but I feel like with like jet lag and like time zone things, like you have like that major, you're like it's very disorienting, so it seems. So that's like a major thing to like factor into like the tournament, is like you want to make sure you're getting enough sleep to, prepare for that. If it helps, drink like some sleepy time tea. Honestly, I'm a tea person. I'm not a coffee person at all. I like my tea a lot. Actually, I haven't had tea in a lot of my videos just because I drink tea in the morning and I don't want to have like 2 things of tea in a day. Just to me, it's like way too much. Actually, do I get decaf? Yeah, I do get decaf, but it helps wake me up. It's a psychological thing, totally. But yeah, I don't know. Sleep is important, and I know this is not like groundbreaking information that I'm telling you, but a lot of people really do forget about this, and it's very important, because let me tell you something. When I was at the tournament and I got 5 hours of sleep, I was thrown off. My whole day was thrown off. I was not playing my best at all. Around like round 6, I was like, yo fam, I was like, I'm really tired. I want to go home and sleep. Goodness knows, I wasn't doing well anyway, so like me dropping from the tournament, but if I was doing well, I mean, I would want to keep playing. So, there's something else that I was going to say about like that, but I don't remember. But yeah, get sleep. Important. Major thing. Get up early before your tournament starts. There's some people who get like locked out of tournaments because they show up too late. So really know the time that your tournament starts. Okay guys, the tournament starts at 10 o'clock. That means that we need to be there by like 9:30. Say, I'm just making up times. This may not be accurate. I haven't been to a Magic tournament in a really long time. So we need to be there at 9:30, which means you need to get up at like 8:30, whatever. Don't rush. Really, don't rush, because people can be like blocked out of tournaments for showing up too late. So really make sure you get all that stuff. Make sure you get your registration, your deck list written out. If it helps, honestly, write your deck list out prior. Some places, if you actually have the right form, will let you submit that. Some tournaments want you to do it there. It just depends. But yeah, make sure your deck list is written out, because I find it's easier than trying to go through your deck, because let me tell you, I'm really nervous before a tournament and I would like constantly forget cards or change cards out or something like that. So write your deck list prior and then either copy it, or you can actually use a sheet of paper depending on what kind of paper. If you use like your correct like DCI paper or whatever, do that. 3, water. I honestly tell people in my past life, I was like a fitness coach, and I encourage people to drink water because I don't shut up about drinking water for good reason. Honestly, it's literally the best drink that you can drink. I don't believe like when people are like, I don't like the taste of water. Suck it up, don't care, your body needs water. You know, again, I talked about earlier, I do like tea. Don't get me wrong, I do absolutely enjoy tea. I drink like maybe 4 of these in a day, maybe like 3. I don't know how big this is, but this is like the size of my face, and this is the size of my water bottle. It's very large. I don't know, 64 ounces, maybe 50, something like that. I don't know. This thing is like really massive though. Anyways, this is by the brand Bobble, which I'm not sponsored by them, but honestly, goodness knows I could be sponsored because I love their products, and you've been using this for like years. Not this exact water bottle, I had a different one previously, but this one's a lot larger, which is great. Anyways, yeah, it's super awesome. It has the filter, so it filters water, which is really cool. Like I said, I could totally be a sponsor because I love them, but drink water. There's literally no substitute for drinking water, and you can get like massively dehydrated. Now, a lot of the places that you go to are going to be like air conditioning, true, which you're not going to have to worry about like being like hot and like being outside or something like that, but like really, there's just no substitute for that. And this is another major thing, and this goes along with like drinks, is too much caffeine actually like increases my anxiety, and I've been like, these past couple months have been really great with my anxiety. I haven't really had any like major sort of things, but caffeine is a major trigger for me for anxiety. And when Paul and I used to hang out all the time, like I have like the iced teas that like I've shared in vlogs and things like that I get from Dunkin'. We got like the large one. We used to drink 2 of those in a day, and I can't do that anymore. Like I just can't. My body just cannot handle like that much sugar in like a drink. That's why, again, I'm a huge water advocate. But yeah, it was just way too much sugar. It was just way too much like stuff going on. And I was like, I can't do this anymore. I was like, I can't have that much caffeine and whatever in my body. It just wasn't working out. And, not like caffeine, but just like sugar. I don't know. Like we got them unsweetened, but then like with the sweeten of like the raspberry, I don't know, like whatever it is, it just, my body was like, no, like this is too much. I just can't do it. So I'm very like, and honestly, like, I would go to parties and, like, people would make fun of me all the time because I would have, like, you know, an Angry Orchard, like, apple cider in one hand and, like, a bottle of water in one hand. Because, like, that's, to me, I just can't, I need to be drinking them both at the same time. Like, that's just how I, like, need to do things. So, yeah, caffeine, like, can totally mess with your anxiety. And I think recognizing that, like, I think recognizing specific things that trigger your anxiety, especially in a tournament environment when, like, you know, there's a lot of people, you can get very claustrophobic. I know myself, I get very claustrophobic pretty easily, especially from student teaching when I had, like, 7th graders and they were all crowding around me and I was like, yo, fam, gotta chill. Like, you are all around me and I need, like, my space. This is, like, my bubble and you're in my bubble and I can't deal with that. So, I think knowing how you are in, like, those specific instances and, like, try to cut back those, like, things that are going to avoid causing you anxiety, I think is really important. This actually wasn't a point that I was going to make, but I think it is really important. You know, something that I've kind of noticed sometimes is if you're in a tournament and say you're doing like really well, like you're progressing well, you're moving up, you're like 7-0, you know, whatever, you're a savage because you're 7-0, dude, and you're going into your 8th round, people start paying attention to the people who are doing really well, right? It's an instinct. I mean, when you're at your game store or whatever, like, you know, you want to know who's at table 1, or not even just table 1. Sometimes people watch, you know, other like things. Sometimes too, if your game is going longer, like people will like come and like watch your game. This can be a major anxiety stressor for a lot of people. And I would say don't be afraid to tell people to like, if people are really close to you, like in your space, don't be afraid to be like, hey dude, can you like give me some space? Can you like back up? You know, you're not being rude. Just be like, hey, you're a little bit close to me. Can you like back up? Totally acceptable, totally fine. And again, I'm like that. When I would like play, when I like totally savaged my first ever tournament, PPTQ, I was getting a lot of attention. I was like the only person in before like final rounds and stuff that was like, I was like 5-0. I was like the only person. Everyone else was like 4-2 or lower. And I was getting like a lot of attention, a lot of people were watching, and it was really overwhelming, and like a lot of it was really like nerves. So I think a lot of it is like paying attention just to your opponent and the board. That's all that matters. So other people who are watching, they don't matter. A lot of times people are really respective, I think I've noticed, when they're watching a game. They're kind of like not really commenting, whatever. But also too, if people are being rude, if people are distracting you, don't be afraid to say, hey dude, can you like stop talking, or can you just give us some space? You're really distracting me, you're causing me to, lose focus of the board. And that can really cost you a game. If someone's talking or something like that, I'm sure you guys have had instances like that where people are just not respectful. And judges, judges work really hard and they're running around doing a million different things. And sometimes that judge is in that instance to be like, hey, listen, you can just stop talking, like the people are playing. Or some judges won't even care, it just totally depends on them. But I think that's a really important thing. Give people their space when they're playing, and if you're in instances where you're playing and you're doing well, people are paying attention to you, if you need space, just tell people. I think that's really lit. Okay, sweet. And the last thing, unless I come up with more things, is snacks. I'm not necessarily saying eat all fudgins, even though these things are like guys, we got like the double stuff ones, and I really want to eat like this entire thing, but I can't do that. Guys, I bring snacks literally everywhere. I'm a snacker. You know what it is? I'm totally a snacker, and I think especially with like transitioning into veganism of like, I was never someone who like ate like a lot of food, except for like today. Of course, I picked today of all days to freaking film this video when like, I'm like, yeah guys, I had like this snack, and I had this snack, and like whatever. But anyways, I'm a snacker. My meals tend to be a little bit smaller, which by the way, is actually much healthier for you than having like 3 large meals in a day. You're supposed to like snack and have like, more frequent meals, like smaller meals, and that's what I do. That's just how my body functions. So it'll be like 2 o'clock and I'll be like, yo fam, I'm hungry, but it's like dinner time is in like 3 hours from now, like, but I want to eat then because I want a snack. So bring snacks with you literally everywhere you go. Another thing too with food is know where like food places are wherever you go to tournaments. Do research. I always do this. Wherever I go, I'm like, okay, where's the nearest bathroom? Because that's highly important for me. And because I drink a lot of water, so I pee a lot. So I'm like, okay, sweet. So where is the closest bathroom? I want to know where is food. Sometimes tournament places have food in there. It's like $1 million and, the cost of your right, lung, but like, you can get food there. You can go out to certain places, get pizza, Chinese food, whatever. That's another thing too, is knowing what kind of foods. If you're like, there's like a Mexican place and Mexican food doesn't agree with, I love Mexican food. Oh my God, I love Mexican food so much. Oh, I could eat chips and salsa literally like every single day. But yeah, no, if you're someone who's like, Mexican food doesn't agree with this, don't get Mexican food, because then it's gonna affect your body or whatever. And don't eat like 15 EL fudgins, because then you get stomach ache and you're not gonna play your best. Also keep Advil on you, and keep like ibuprofen, keep like, other sort of things if like you get like stomach, or Tums. Tums are great. Not that I frequently take a Tums, but like in case I need to, those are really great. So yeah. Yeah guys, that was it. Those are some pretty basic things that I want to let you guys know about like prepping yourself for like, the mindset of going to a tournament. I'm probably gonna have another EL fudgin because I'm worth it. So how many people are gonna be so hungry after watching this video? Oh great, okay. Alright guys, that's it. I'll talk to you later. Bye.